Villagers and local media in Indonesia say a 25-year-old man was swallowed whole by a python snake.
You think snakes only swallow chickens and rats? Not even close. Because what you are about to see is a series of terrifying moments where snakes switch into full predator mode. From a python swallowing a crouching man whole, to a cobra vomiting an entire pile of chickens, all the way to a so-called snake woman appearing deep inside an Indonesian forest. These are the kinds of moments that even scientists were stunned to witness. And if you can stay calm through all of this, the biggest shock is waiting for you at the end of the video. In August of 2024, Indonesian social media exploded after a clip posted by the Satpam horror channel showed a man walking through the thick jungle of Jawa Barat when he suddenly came face to face with what he described as a snake woman. Right in the middle of a leaf-covered trail, a pitch-black human-like figure stood completely still. The upper body looked like a long-haired woman, but the lower half stretched out across the ground, twisting like a massive tail dragging behind her. The man only managed to scream before stumbling backward in panic. The man was shocked and terrified after seeing the figure of a woman with a snake tail. The original footage came from YT Faik Misteri record, but there was no confirmation from local authorities, making the clip even more mysterious. Within days, it spread across TikTok and YouTube, pulling in millions of views and reigniting Indonesia's fear of half-human, half-serpent creatures from their old legends. The strange posture, the empty rainforest setting, and the unsettlingly realistic footage led many viewers to argue that it could not have been staged. Others insisted it was just a misidentified person or animal. But no matter what the truth is, that moment still makes people shiver. If you were holding the camera that day, would you have stayed a few more seconds to get a closer look? This next case is another shocking incident that took place in Indonesia. On July 7, 2024, in eastern Sulawesi Island, a horrifying event unfolded that sent shockwaves across international social media. Local residents stumbled upon a reticulated python lying still under a tree. It measured about 28 feet long, and its stomach was swollen so badly that the entire body looked deformed. People rushed over, terrified, already sensing something terrible was waiting inside. The villagers panicked the moment they saw the snake with that unnaturally bloated belly. Just one day earlier, the family of a 61-year-old farmer reported that he had mysteriously gone missing. He was last seen feeding his chickens before walking into his garden. They searched everywhere, but found nothing. And by the next morning, every answer they feared was sitting inside the python's swollen stomach. But what scared everyone even more was the moment they decided to cut the snake open. It was not just a typical python dissection. It was the suffocating realization as they slowly recognized a familiar shape curled inside. A fully intact human body swallowed whole with no chance of escape. Some argued that the victim might have died before the snake found him, but his family insisted he was alive and healthy only minutes before he disappeared. And that detail made the case even more mysterious, more terrifying, and far more controversial. No one expected this, until wildlife experts in Florida dissected a Burmese python that was found dead in a swamp. And the moment they opened its stomach, the entire room went silent. Inside was a fully intact adult alligator. The viral video from De Motivateur shows the unbelievable scene. The belly skin is cut open, the pink muscle layers pull apart, and slowly, the dark, glossy body of the alligator appears. Its legs, its tail, even its armored scales were still perfectly shaped, as if it had only been swallowed minutes earlier. No one could understand how a python managed to swallow a full-grown alligator weighing dozens of pounds. But the most shocking part was the ending. The python won the fight, but died right after. Its crushing force was enough to overpower the gator, but the massive prey caused the snake's stomach to burst and its organs to collapse as it tried to digest it. The python died with its final meal still intact inside its body, a horrifying sight that even science struggles to fully explain. If your home security camera recorded a long python wrapping itself around your pet cat, what would you do? Run away? Or jump in and fight for it with your bare hands? On April 5, 2024, 10th News Australia posted a CCTV clip that left residents of the Sunshine Coast in Queensland horrified. In the footage, a huge carpet python lies in ambush in the backyard, then suddenly lunges and grabs the family's cat. The mother screams, and her daughter panics so badly she holds her head in disbelief at what is happening right outside their door. According to 10 News, the two were terrified, but instead of running, they fought the python with their hands, trying their best not to injure the wild snake while still saving their pet. They were very brave and did extremely well. It was an incredible effort to rescue the cat without harming the python, snake catcher Stuart Mackenzie said. After they got the cat back, they called professional snake catchers to relocate the python before things got worse. But what scared people most was the moment the python dragged the cat across the grass. It would not let go, as if it had already decided that this was its next meal. It is true that pythons can swallow almost anything, but no one expected what the vets found inside this one. The video, posted on February 27, 2023, shows veterinarians trying to pry open the jaws of a python in serious danger. The snake lies still on the operating table, sedated and attached to a breathing tube, while the team stares at its belly, which is swollen and hard as a rock. When they used forceps and special tools to pull the object out, everyone held their breath. And then, from the python's mouth, they slowly pulled out a thick bundle of fabric, wrapped tight like a baby blanket. Each layer they removed made them shake their heads in disbelief. The cloth was so long that it took more than a full minute to pull it completely out. The python had swallowed the entire towel, mistaking it for prey. The vets later confirmed the snake had a severe blockage because it tried to digest a large towel, likely taken from a pet cage or the floor. Without surgery, it would have died from a collapsed digestive tract. Because snakes hunt by heat, movement, and scent, the human scent on the towel may have fooled it. If something smells like prey, a python will swallow first and think later, even if it is something that could kill it. And what shocked viewers even more was the reaction on TikTok. Tens of thousands of comments expressed disbelief that a python could mistake a towel for live prey. And many joked that this is the price you pay for eating without looking. But the truth is far colder. For a python, one small mistake can cost its life. Have you ever seen a jaguar just lie still and wait for death like this? In the swampy river edges of the Amazon basin in South America, one of the most terrifying hunting scenes ever caught on camera unfolded. A green anaconda was slowly squeezing and swallowing a full-grown American jaguar, an animal usually known as the apex killer of the rainforest. In the short clip, the massive anaconda, more than 16 feet long, suddenly rises from the muddy water, clamps down on the jaguar's head, and uses its enormous weight to drag the cat under. This is the signature strategy of the largest water-dwelling python on Earth. Ambush from below, strike with shocking speed, and then constrict with enough force to stop all blood flow in seconds. anacondas can create deadly pressure, reaching up to 90 psi, equal to a car pressing down on the victim's body. They do not kill with venom. They kill by cutting off circulation, making the prey lose consciousness within seconds. A jaguar kill is extremely rare, but in the swamp, anacondas are the undisputed rulers. Water is their world, and in water, size and strength become absolute power. In the video, as the jaguar stops moving, the anaconda begins its chilling routine, finding the perfect angle to swallow from the head first, then using its massive body to push the prey down its throat, inch by inch, slow but unstoppable. This is why anacondas are called the silent phantoms of the Amazon. In the jungle, pythons are usually the hunters. Everything else runs. But this time, it chose the most dangerous prey possible. A porcupine armed with razor-sharp quills. The video shows a giant Burmese python trying to swallow the porcupine, thinking it was a normal meal. But only seconds later, its body begins to jerk and twist violently. The horrifying reason becomes clear. Hundreds of quills are stabbing outward from inside its stomach. In a close-up shot, you can see the python's belly swell and tighten as sharp white quills push against its skin from the inside. Many people do not know this, but porcupines do not need to fight. All they need to do is let the predator swallow them. Every swallow forces more quills deeper, tearing everything inside. Pythons can dominate deer, wild pigs, even young leopards. But this time, its instinct to swallow first and think later turned into a fatal mistake. Once the quills began to pierce through its body, the python could not swallow further and could not spit it out. Every movement in that clip is a living warning from nature. One wrong choice can turn a predator into a victim. What looked like an easy meal became a death sentence in seconds. Have you ever seen a python try to swallow an entire antelope right in front of you? At the Mala Mala Game Reserve in South Africa, cameras captured a breathtaking moment. A giant African rock python wrapped itself tightly around a full-grown impala, then slowly swallowed the still warm body of its prey. Its stomach bulged until the skin shined like it was about to burst, while the impala's head slid little by little along those long legs. Everything happened slowly and coldly, the exact kind of life or death meal that defines the wild. The most shocking part was the python's calmness. No panic, no rush, just a single determination to turn an antelope nearly half its size into dinner. This is the kind of predator scene most people would not believe unless they saw it with their own eyes. No one expected a king cobra to vomit multiple chickens in just a few seconds, but that is exactly what happens in this viral clip. At first, it is crawling slowly, its swollen belly showing it had just eaten a heavy meal. But when it senses human footsteps growing closer, survival mode activates instantly. One chicken after another, still intact, gets pushed back out to lighten its body. This action sounds unbelievable, but for snakes, it is a survival rule. After a big meal, they become heavy and slow, easy to catch or attack. Vomiting the entire meal, even though it burns a lot of energy, shows nature's simple rule. For snakes, survival matters more than a full stomach. This is why snakes often abandon prey the moment humans appear. This incident in India in 2017 shocked the entire biology community. A full-grown cobra was found with an unusually swollen belly, and the object inside was not prey. It was a plastic bottle. How could a highly skilled predator swallow something so unnatural? According to researchers, snakes hunt by scent, heat, and movement. If the bottle once held food or chemicals that attract small animals, the cobra may have mistaken it for prey. But plastic cannot be digested. Once trapped in the stomach, it causes blockage, pain, and breathing difficulty. Thankfully, the snake was rescued in time. This case became a powerful warning about the dangers of plastic waste to wildlife. In 1986, residents in Florida reported one of the strangest foreign object cases in veterinary history. A snake was found with 2 round lumps under its skin, obvious proof that something inside its body did not belong there. At the clinic, the truth stunned everyone. The snake had swallowed 2 glass light bulbs. No one knew where it found them, but the bulbs likely carried a food scent that tricked the snake into thinking they were prey. The surgery lasted 45 minutes. The vet had to cut a long incision and carefully pull each bulb out without breaking it. If either bulb shattered, the snake would have died instantly from internal cuts. Luckily, it survived. To this day, researchers still call it one of the strangest swallowing cases ever recorded. Videos of snakes biting and trying to swallow their own bodies always shock viewers. But science explains this is not madness. It is extreme confusion. In the clip, the snake twists wildly while its mouth clamps tightly onto its own body, like it is attacking invisible prey. High temperatures, intense stress, or rare cases of low body temperature can cause a snake to fail to recognize its own scent, making it believe it is prey. After the owner intervened and fed it properly, the snake recovered within a few days. The case became a global lesson. When kept in the wrong environment, snakes can become confused enough to harm themselves. This is why snake keepers around the world stay alert when their reptiles show stress or stop eating. One quick glance at this video is enough to understand why anacondas are called the phantoms of the Amazon swamp. In muddy brown water tangled with thick tree roots, a giant green anaconda is wrapped tightly around an alligator, an animal that anywhere else would be considered the top predator. But not here. In this swamp, the rules flip. You can see the python's heavy coils tightening one by one, splashing water with every squeeze, while the alligator's head is forced deeper into the mud. It can barely move, almost as if accepting its fate. The silent stillness of that moment feels like watching death approach. 2 of the most dangerous predators on the planet collide, and the winner is quiet, slow, and merciless. In the Amazon, sharp teeth do not always win. Next is a clip believed to be filmed in a remote village in Maharashtra, India, where locals discovered a massive Burmese python, or Indian rock python, lying motionless under a mud hut roof. What shocked everyone was its belly. The bulge stretched almost the entire length of its midsection, swollen like it was hiding an entire large animal. Judging by the size of the bulge, nearly as wide as a human torso, villagers suspected the python had swallowed a calf or even a young cow. This is not impossible. In rural India, giant pythons have been recorded eating goats, calves, and even small cattle when hungry. The way it struggled to twist its heavy body showed that the prey inside was far too large. And that raised a chilling question. Was this python paying the price for eating something beyond its limits? And finally, the photo you are looking at now is the most controversial moment in the entire video. A python with an enormous stretched belly, the body outline pulled so tight, you can clearly see the shape of something inside. It made many people shiver, many confused, and others insisted it was proof that a python can swallow a full-grown human. But what is the truth behind it? This image was chosen as the final illustration, and now it is your turn to decide. Could a python, powerful enough to crush cattle and swallow deer whole, truly swallow a person like this? Share your thoughts. Do you think this scene is real or just a product of imagination? And remember to subscribe, because even crazier videos are waiting in the next episode.